Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a worth the buy or not foundation review on the fairly new Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation. Now, this foundation is a little bit different than the foundations that I usually like to review because this is a luminous, lightweight, and buildable hydrating formula. So right away, I know that I'm going to be looking more on like the glowy side throughout the day. So we need to make sure that we follow the right precautions so that I don't look yucky oily, that I look glowy, radiant, beautiful, you know? So we're going to go ahead and do that. And as always, I'm going to go ahead and judge the product like as a whole for everybody, not just for people that have oily skin. I understand that this may not work the best on me, but maybe it'll look really nice on my type of skin. So we'll go ahead and see that. This is in the shade Natural Beige Medium 120A. It's hard to kind of figure out your shade range when you're at the drugstore because their shades are just like already packaged up. So you kind of have to like look at the display and see if that's even helpful. Sometimes it's not because you'll get the wrong shade, but sometimes it is helpful. This is what it looks like in this little cute packaging. It looks super nice. This did retail for $8.99 at my local CVS, so that's why I was like, oh, that's a really good price. Wet n Wild always has really good prices, so that's something that I appreciate. Everybody was really into like these cushion foundations, so I feel like they're like a little late on the train. It comes with this little like puff thing to apply it, but I never use that, so we're just gonna go ahead and get right to it and open it. So that might be a little too dark, but we'll see. We shall see. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with our skin. So as always, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my Day Wear Matte Moisturizer. This is nothing new. You guys know I talk about this moisturizer all the time here on my channel. I'm just gonna grab a good bunch of it. And then light straight on. And then I'm going to quickly go in with my It's Potent Eye Cream by Benefit Cosmetics. And I'm just going to apply some my under eye. This is so strange, but like ever since I turned 22 in December, I'm like all about eye cream now. And maybe I'm still like young, but I honestly feel like it's never too early to start with like eye cream and just like things that can be useful long run. And this one isn't like for anti-aging or anything like that. It's more of like hydrating your under eyes, prepping them for when you're gonna wear makeup, and also kind of getting rid of those dark circles that you may have and really hydrating your under eye and depuffing it, which I think is super essential for, you know, mornings or for somebody that's still young and just kind of wants to look a little bit more polished and freshened up in the under eye. So It's Potent by Benefit Cosmetics. Really been loving this stuff. Let's go ahead and get started. I don't know how to really do this. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and dip into it, but this looks really dark. So please don't be too dark. Oh my God, it's not too dark. Thank God. I'm starting off with the brush today instead of the sponge. So let's do this side with the brush. And this is my Precise Kabuki by Bdellium tools that I'm obsessed with at the moment. It kind of like starts to give me like a shampoo scent. It smells like shampoo right now. Okay, it's definitely making me look glowy right here. Do you see that glow? That's like, I don't even need highlight glow. Like it definitely covered right here, but if I would have had that serious redness, I don't know if it would have covered like my typical like very intense red cheeks. This is like a good day for me, so it's covering easier. It does say that it's lightweight and buildable. It does feel very lightweight. You can see the difference. This is looking like something that I would go towards for every day. Like when I don't want to do too much on the skin, but I just kind of want to make sure that it's polished. That looks really nice. I'm just going to go straight into my sponge now, and maybe this will be better. So I think now that I'm looking at this, and I just put the sponge in, the best way to do is kind of press it down so you can get more product. I was just kind of tapping on the surface. I think I was just kind of scared because it looks super dark here. I was like, oh my God, is this gonna be the right color? Or am I gonna have to just stop this review? But the color's good. The color's good. I probably just like making things easier, I would say go in with a sponge rather than a brush, because I feel like especially with a little point like this, it helps you really get in there and push it in, as opposed to a brush which takes up more space. Definitely looking hydrated and kind of luminous. I actually really like how it looks on my skin though. Maybe it's because it's winter, everything's dry and just looking all sorts of like dry, that I'm appreciating this nice luminosity that my skin has right now. But the problem isn't now. Of course, when you first apply foundation, it looks beautiful and gorgeous. But once you go into like the third, fourth hour and you're just looking and you're like, oh my God, I look like a glazed donut, that's when it could be a problem. So that's really what we're gonna be testing today. But for somebody that has dry skin or normal skin, I think they would really appreciate this because it gives you a really good, nice, smooth out finish, but it's not like looking super like intense. I also noticed that when you first apply the product, like when you first go in to the cushion and then you apply it here, it does give you some of that radiance, but then I feel like it sets and it looks a little bit more like calm down, because right now you can see that like glow, that natural glow, and I think it's because the cushion is kind of wet, so that's why a lot of cushion foundations tend to have more of that luminous finish, because they have more of that like wetty consistency. Obviously, if you had a cushion foundation that was just packaged this way and it had a matte finish, it would probably dry out super quick just because it's a thicker consistency. This is more of that like lightweight, creamy consistency. So this is what the foundation looks like. I'm gonna bring up my mirror close to me so that I can see kind of what's going on. Wow, it looks really beautiful on. It doesn't even look like you have foundation on. And nothing's clinging onto my texture. Nothing's clinging onto my skin. I may be a fan, but we still have a long way to go today. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup, see how it does with my makeup products, and then I'm gonna come back and let you guys know how it ended up setting on my skin, and then we can go ahead and start our day and see if this Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation is worth a buy or not. So stay tuned. So I'm back. It is now 9 a.m. in the morning, so I started my day off pretty early. I'm about to go do some stuff right now, but I am really impressed with this foundation. Everything looks smooth, everything looks fresh. It looks like my skin, but better. I do like the formula. I feel like for every day, this is a good situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my day, and then I will be back at the end of the day and give you guys my thoughts and let you guys know how this foundation wore throughout the entire day. So don't click out until you see my final thoughts. I am back. It is now 5 p.m. and I am just wiped for the day. I'm so done wearing makeup today. I just want to take these lashes off. They're like, and I'm gonna go to the gym also in a little bit, so obviously I'm not gonna want to wear all this makeup. But I have some final thoughts on this foundation by Wet n Wild. It definitely looks dewier than it did in the morning. That's like, you know, a little bit of an issue, but it's not that bad. It's not as bad as I expected it to be, but it's definitely one of those foundations that if you are oily and you like a completely matte foundation and you want something that's gonna keep you like looking oil-free for a long time, this is not going to be the one for you right away. If you want something that's super duper full coverage, this won't be the one for you either. This is honestly geared towards more for people that have the dry skin, normal skin, and pretty like non-problematic skin. Like you don't have like things that you want to cover, like scarring or like intense redness. Like you guys saw today, my redness wasn't as red as it usually is. I'm actually like having a really good week for some reason, so I'm trying to take advantage of this by, you know, like doing a lot of makeup stuff. But I think that if you're somebody that doesn't mind like a little bit of radiance, especially right now in the winter, and you have like dry skin, you have oily skin and normal skin, then I think you will enjoy this. And if you also like a finish that is very natural and very skin-like, because this does feel like skin, and that's a really good thing about this foundation, that it like it looks like skin in person and it feels like skin. And I think that's what a lot of people look for when they're looking for a natural finish foundation. So I also did notice that this foundation has SPF. I completely forgot to mention that and completely forgot to like say anything about it, but it does have sunscreen protection of 15, which is always good to have a little bit of sunscreen in there, especially if if you don't necessarily wear sunscreen and you want something to protect your skin, then you're gonna like that. But I don't know, let me actually see how it does with flash, because that's something else that clearly matters. So let's try to take a picture. Oh, that is really bad flashback. Bad flashback. So I would not recommend you going and taking pictures with this foundation. This is more for just like every day when you're trying to run some errands and something really quick to put on, like a little foundation even at your skin. This will probably be the one that will work for you. I would say this is more geared towards my younger girls that are just getting into makeup and you want to try like something that's not obviously expensive, but something that's still gonna look natural on your skin and buildable so that you have full control of how much you're putting on, as opposed to something that's already full coverage and you're like, oh my god, I went to overboard. So I would really recommend this more for my younger girls that are looking for a foundation to start with, especially if you have like normal to dry skin. Overall, do I think that this is worth it? I don't think this is worth it for everybody. I feel like if you are just like, oh my god, that looks fun, let me try it out, don't try it out. I feel like there's other foundations that will work better for you. But if you've been really curious about it and this fits all the criteria that I said that would work for the people, then I feel like go ahead and try it out. But definitely do not wear this to a wedding or to an event, because you will have a bad flashback and you'll have a bad moment. So that's just my quick feedback. So those are my final thoughts. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video and kind of got a little more info on the Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation. I know that it's fairly new, so I haven't seen too many people talk about it. So if you guys have purchased it, or if you're interested in purchasing it, let me know down below. If you enjoyed watching my worth to buy or not videos, then please go ahead and thumb this video up so I know to continue doing more. I have one more drugstore foundation that I'm reviewing, and that's coming really soon. It's the Physicians Formula, so don't worry if you're still waiting for that, that's coming. And I'm about to place an order on the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation, the matte one, because clearly a sister doesn't need hydration. And we can try that one out as well. So I will be seeing you guys very soon for a brand new video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new. And that's about it. Okay, have a great day.